Parliament for Ascent Central. He'll be on the ballot as well. Mr. Dainimo, a former member of Parliament for Asante Mampong, and of course the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They are the four who are asking delegates to vote them to become the flag bearer of the NPP. So this morning we want to know from you. I mean, tell us what you think. Which of the four, which one out of the four do you think has what it takes to help the NPP break the 8? So who do you tip to win tomorrow's election? And does the person have what it takes to help the NPP break the 8 come the 7th of December 2024? Our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. That's our WhatsApp number. I'll take it again. It's 05511119995. Pick up your device, and record a voice message and send it to us. Who do you tip to win tomorrow's elections? And does the person have what it takes to help the NPP break the 8? But our fact checker, Eugene Osetutu, is with me. What we're going to do is we're going to try and give you a profile about the four. Tell you a few things that maybe you might not know of the four. And then we'll look at who is likely to emerge the winner and whether the person has what it takes, to break the 8 as the NPP is craving for. Aside from that, a lot of things have gone into the campaigning, to the extent that people feel that they ought to drum home the point that it has to be free, it has to be fair. They've tried as much as possible to drum that home. And again, aside from what John Alan Kojocha Martin did by resigning from the party, the NPP party have asked all the four candidates to sign a bond that says that if they should lose tomorrow's election, they will not resign and leave the party. All that, is something that we'll be taking a look at here this very morning. So, Eugene, to start off, let's talk about Dr. Akoto Afriyie, former Agric Minister.
Well, David, good morning, and good morning to our listeners and also our viewers on Facebook. So when you mentioned Dr. Afriyie Akoto, sometimes the arrangement of his name is a bit funny. Yeah. His dad, we all know, was Ochami Totumfo, Wafo Akoto. Any student or any lawyer or certainly Bafo, yeah. Bafo Akoto. Anybody who read about read law will certainly come across some of his, landmark cases through the Supreme Court. He was a very active man, and his son is also very active. He was born on the 19th of October 1949. As I said to Bafo Akoto, he's a prominent member of the NLM and also the chief linguist at the Menchia Palace, as I said. He's an old boy of Opokuware Senior High School, and he went to Legon, the University of Ghana, and had a Bachelor of Science in Agric. He also a doctorate. So his is not an honorary doctorate, it's a proper doctorate in economics, agricultural economics from the University of Cambridge, and has also been the Minister of Agriculture from 2017. Some of the things we saw him do, and he was the MP for Kwadaso until I think 2020. So he was an MP for 2009, so that's about 2012, 2016, about 3 terms for Kwadaso. And he supervised the PFG, the Planting for Food, which for me I think was shambolic. It didn't really achieve much that it was supposed to achieve. He also, started the processes where farmers were going to receive more for what they produce, and it was later done when Brian came. So that's he, and I know for a fact he's one of the president's closest confidants. He's worked at the International Coffee Organization for a long period, so he's astute academically. But when you check his reign as a Greek minister, for example, inflation over the roof. At a point we were doing 54%. Today we are doing over 30%, and largely it's food that is dominating. But his argument will be that when you go into the nitty-gritties of fuel, and he doesn't look after fuel. He was also a key part of the economic management team, the EMT. So he is also basically part of it. So that is the profile about Dr. Afriyie Akoto.
All right, and during the Super Delegates Congress that was held in September, he placed fourth. He got 36. And so we'll be talking about his chances, and this is his first time trying to become the flag bearer of the NPP. But the next person I want us to profile is Adainimo.
Yes.
And this is not the first time.
Yes, this is, I think, his third time. His third time contesting. He's 67 years old. He's He was born on March 23, 1956. He hails from Asante Mampo and has even been an MP for the area. Yeah. He went to Navrongo Senior High School. He attended Care University, where he read civil engineering and completed in the year I was born, 1993. He attended GIMPA and did an executive master's in public administration. He's a development planner by standing, and he's also a civil engineer, having worked with the Ghana Roads Authority for a very long period. And he was actually a technocrat before he came into politics, and that was how President Kufuor, brought him on board. And actually, when you look at Accra Kumasi, when Kufuor was doing the Nkoko bypass and all that, he was one of the key engineering minds behind it. That is then most people do not know. He's, as I said, a former MP for Mampong. He contested the 2014 and 2016 presidential primaries in the NPP. So this is third time. He's been, in the third Kufuor Island, and he will come. So he seems to have a seemingly ground on it. And in fact, in this contest, going into this contest, he's the most experienced. That is Adenimo. Abaumia is contesting for the first time. Akutu, I think it's also for the first time. 2007 wasn't part of it. No. Then there's also Kennedy Apon. This is the first time. So among the four candidates, the most experienced or the one who's gone through such process before, that is Honorable Adenimo. And
on the 26th, he garnered 9 points. He got 9 points, and like we said a while ago, Efri Akoto got 36. Adenimo got 9 with all the experience he has in there. Let's look at Kennedy Ohene Ejipong, MP for Asin Central.
Yeah, so Kennedy was born in 1960, June 16th. So that will make him 63 years. He was from Asim Dompim in the central region, and he also traces ancestry somehow to the Ashanti region. So he finds himself in a certain...
He's half caste.
Yes, identical quagmire, if I can put it that way. He attended at the Sadok College, and he proceeded to Winneba Secondary School to do his sixth form. Then he went to the United States, as we all heard him say, to go to Fordham University, but dropped out. He was studying economics there. He worked... as some fans, as general manager. He's done a lot of things in his private life. We all know he owns the Ken City Media, which are operators of Ash FM in Kumasi, Oman FM, for example, the two Supercare Industries, and most of the frozen business. I think he has the biggest coastal chain in the entire West African region. He's been a member of parliament for 24 years, 23. You are now going 24, so 23 years since 2004. Asin, I think it was Asin South, Asin North also. Asin North, then it was divided. Then he became, he took the Asin Central. John Intim Fojo was South, and Kwachi is now North. So that's Kennedy Japan. He's never held any ministerial position, and for the record, he has 22 children. But currently, he is the chair of the Defense and Interior Committees of Parliament. He has been I think he's one of the top 10 most experienced member of parliament, 23 years, but he's never held any ministerial position, though we know that he works most of government contracts, and he chairs some committees of parliament, and the current one he chairs is the Defense and Interior Committee.
He's been a couple of boards as well.
Yeah.
So
and the last one, he's also the current 7th board chair of Ghana Gas.
Yeah. And he garnered some 132 votes during the Super Delegates Conference. Let's talk about the fourth one that many people are referring to as the established candidate, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And in that very election, he got 629. So let me just run you through it. When that election was held, Bache Jako, who then decided not to run, this time around, he had 9. Adenimo had 9. So there was supposed to have been a rerun for them. But then Adenimo said, well, no, Bache Jako said he was not going to contest, so therefore Adenimo is in there. So the two of them had 99. Dr. Efri Akoto had 36. Alan Chamartin, to the surprise of many, had 95. Kennedy Japan beat him, and he garnered 132. And then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Vice President, the established candidate to many, has 629. What do we know of Bawumia?
Yeah, so Dr. Bawumia was born on October 7th, and I think two of them were born in October 1963. He's 60 years old. He celebrated his 60th birthday about a month ago. We all know He's the 7th Vice President of the Republic. He's run as a running mate to President Akufo-Addo for 4 elections: 2008, 2012, 2016, and the 2020 elections. He had his Bachelor's of Science in Economics from the Buckingham University in the UK. So he didn't do Bachelor's in Ghana, actually. He went on to do the Master's at Oxford University, also in Economics. Then he went to do a PhD from the Simon Fraser University in Canada. So all his education, he studied outside the country, in the UK for undergraduate and masters, then PhD in Canada. He was the deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana, worked under, I think, the late Kingsley Akwa. He was brought into the Bank of Ghana in the 90s by Dr. Dufour, and also worked under when Kufuor came, Kingsley Akwa. He was elected as the running mate to President Akufo-Addo in 2008 after he won the Legon Congress in 2007, and he was also the lead. That's where I think maybe he endeared to a lot of people. He was the lead witness when the first ever historical presidential election petition was taken to the court in 2012, challenging the declaration of John Mahama as president of the 2012 presidential elections. He's the youngest. He's just 60, and he's also married. I don't know the number of children he has, but at last my check, I think it was 3 or 4. He's married to Samira Baumia. So briefly, that is also the vice president, and they tout him, his credentials, as the one who's led the digitalization drive and all that. So yes, he's also not held any ministerial position. He was also a purely technocrat before he came to be the running mate of the president, now serving as the vice president.
Oh, nothing. It's just when you mentioned the wife, I remember what the Speaker of Parliament said when you mentioned another lady's name. Remember?
Oh, but that was a miscommunication.
Don't mind it. That's why he had that funny look, This one, I won't say no pun intended, pun intended. But again, how would you describe, or what do you make of the build-up to tomorrow's elections? I mean, a lot of things have been said. A lot of shades have been thrown. To some extent, I shudder to even say that some cobwebs have been cleared for some wardrobes to be opened and all that. What do you make of the build-up to the elections?
Well, David, I've never seen myself doing politics, and in the latter part of this week, I think it's been confirmed. There's been a lot of mad singing. There's a lot of attacks, and through this, I don't know if you've seen it. Baumia had an aide, Komna Boadu, who died. He was almost like a friend on Facebook who died, and some audios trying to link the second gentleman to it and all that. Other people have also done the same to Ken, using people against him and all that. David, I don't know, but our politicians are not learning lessons. We saw how, let me take even the President Akufo-Addo. We saw how he was described as belligerent, as a chain smoker, sold father's property. These are things people said. Look at Mahama, infidelity and all that, philandra, sold all things. But he became president. But I don't know why we don't learn these lessons. And in the 21st century, when elections are supposed to be about ideas, what you want to do, how will you do it, when can you do it? David, is the age? What do you want to do? How will you do it? When will you do it? Then we bring in all these innuendos and things that do not change much. I think that it's been a shame that some of these things are coming up. But one thing I can say, and I don't know whether people have noticed, is that the vice president seemed to have run a very decent campaign. If people have noticed, personally, I don't recall him on any platform throwing shades. I don't think, maybe because of the office he occupies. I have not seen Ade anymore also Do so, sorry. He's been on Insha. I've monitored him on other platforms, no. I have not even seen Akoto much. Apart from when he did his campaign and spoke to Evans, I've not seen him much.
Was that why he wants to be president?
Yeah, I've not seen him do much. But I think that for Kennedy, that's his nature. And that's what has made him stand the test of time. There are people who are outliers in every establishment, and that is his right. But I think that generally, it was expected.
You began by saying that's why you don't want to be a politician, for that matter. And I was privileged to have moderated a CDD program where some people were saying that politics is a dirty game and all that. And a lecturer, Dr. Amin Ramani from the KNUST said, that politics is not a dirty game. People who are politicians have made it dirty, So all that has been said. And yesterday I sent you a couple of videos and kind of sounds, and you hear some things being said by some of the aspirants, I don't know whether I can. Let's throw it out without mentioning names. So somebody, for example, says the way you talk is too vulgar, is too this, is too that, and he says, have you thought about the underlying factor? What prompted me, pushed me, propelled me to say the things that I've said? Where somebody, for example, says, listen, I will not respond to this person because if I respond to this person, the person's marriage might be on the rocks and all that. I just want to know this. With all the things that has been said, the shades that are being thrown, will it come to hurt them even after tomorrow?
Of course, you are giving the NDC ammunition.
Yeah.
When a lot of things were said about John Mahama from the lives of, and you see, that's why we said I'm shocked how they associate themselves with certain characters. We know certain celebrities, name with S. We know certain gentleman who claims to be a journalist, name begins with K. When they say the things, then the other side will share. They forget that it will change. After everything they said about Mahama in 2016, today you're giving the NDC enough ammunition and arsenals to use against you. That's what I'm saying, that it is politics. It's a contest of ideas. It should be what you want to do, how will you do it, and when will you do it? And David, you see, I'm always worried that, look at the stature of President Mahama. Then we see some people, non-entities, who've achieved nothing with their lives. Then they will be on platforms hurling insults. Then you know what shocks me the most, because I'm quite active on social media. Then you see people who ought to know better share and laugh about it, forgetting that you have Akufo-Addo, and people will say the same about them. So David, I'm not just appalled. I'm surprised how even intellectuals, people who ought to know better, allow some of these things to be said because of elections. Because David, if for nothing at all, one person will win.
Yeah.
So when the person wins, and SNKT have said some, Kofo have said some, that it is better to be a messenger in a ruling party than to be the general secretary of the opposition. Because you all know, even if you are not going to steal money, today, if you know the general secretary and you want visa, you won't go through the normal process. You and I know the endorsement. They are the ones getting the government scholarships. It's not bad. They are all Ghanaians. They are not Sudanese, or they are not from Eritrea. It means that when your party is in power, there are certain the day of freebie that comes with it. So I just cannot fathom how people make it almost about insults, character assassinations, and all that. It's not healthy. And David, actually, let me say this. You may not like Baumia, but one thing that this gentleman has introduced into abolic politics, and which the sounds, now people play sounds to him, was the intellectualism he brought to the conversation leading up to the 2016 elections. It became a contest of ideas, and that is one thing we should applaud. And I'm very happy that now when you look at even the NDC communications, look at Sami Jemfi, for example. Now the communication has turned from the propaganda secretary time, where it's buga, and then you say it's about the fact. If for you it's increased, what is the Brent crude at the world level? What is the taxes on it? Now we are seeing that politics in there. Right. But always when it comes to the internal politics, then it changes again to the insult.
But these are members of the same party.
Exactly.
Who are trying to lead the party into a very crucial elections. An election that they hope to break the 8. Now, with all these things that, they've spoken, the shades they've thrown, the insults, the attacks, the revelations of things, can they unite even after tomorrow?
They can. Yesterday, I happened to, I think the video was supposed to be, I happened to see a privileged video from Alisa Hotel where the president, the council, my former Homos MP, Hackman Ousajman, the chair of the NEC, the NPP top hierarchy, in a meeting. You saw the bromance between, yes, it may be for the cameras, but when I saw Ken, and there are videos saying that Baumia didn't greet him, it's false.
There's another video that shows that they
David, it's actually it's a doctored video, and that is why I get angry at these things. You see, you are achieving nothing, destroying your own self. There was a video. Ken was in a white T-shirt, was in a jeans, very beautiful clap tee, what you call clap tee, the Lacoste. Then Baumia was also in a suit because there was a pressure. You can remember, and we moved from there. He was in a suit and was in a checkered shirt, and he was there. Then they shook hands, they agreed, they exchanged pleasantries, and they actually laughed. I don't know whether it's for the cameras or not for the camera, but it tells you that the two men have a certain mutual respect for each other, and I would have hoped that the campaigns, every internal campaigns go that way. On the matter of whether they unite, they have no option. I think the NPP should be a party. If they have any lessons to learn, they should learn 2008. 2008 was an election the NPP was to win. It's the closest election ever in Irish, less than 43,000 votes. It tells you that if certain things had been done right, they would have won that election. Again, you have everything to lose as a ruling party to go back to opposition. You say you want to consolidate your gains. I don't see any gains they want to consolidate. They've not done much to consolidate any gains. But that is what you are saying. That you want to consolidate your gains because you believe that Kufuor set a certain trajectory, then it was detoured. So you want to continue what you've set, going in the coming years. That process will be achieved. And today I said something on my social media. When the process is free and fair. David, when you lose and you know you've lost fairly, you accept it. But when you lose, and David, let me say this plainly. Every single poll that has come out since this election began points to a victory of Dr. Bawumia. He will win the elections. He will win it. But you see, certain elements around him shouldn't make it seem as if the party is all about him. 1. 2, the processes leading up to tomorrow should be seen as free and fair. So that if any candidate loses, the candidate knows that indeed the 200, and I'll give you the delegate structure briefly, the 203,000 delegates who voted indeed believes the vice president is the one to continue the journey for us. You get me?
Yeah, but
it shouldn't be seen. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be seen that though he will win, they are doing machinations and engineering to just favor him. Because David, every candidate going into this has paid money. Let's not forget.
Let's say invested.
They paid money.
Invested.
David, now just the day on the 2 days ago on PMS, they said that they give 100 and 200 cities transportation. Do you know the delegate structure of the NPP? When you take the delegate structure of the NPP, do you know how many people are voting? There are 203,439. Let's assume it's 100 Ghana cedis. When you multiply, that is between 20 to 40 million cedis. So it's people's money, or people who believe in their dreams, aspirations, and everybody who are giving them that money. So when they come into a certain process and the table is uneven, right? They will feel peeved. Now, another point is that the vice president will win. And one thing I will applaud him for is that how he's run his campaign. And I think that anybody who will be fair to himself will say that he's run a pretty decent campaign. And looking back, if he wins and he himself is going back, it will not be difficult. Flip it. If Ken wins and reconciliation has to be done, that will be more difficult because of things said. So, all that I pray for is tomorrow is that let everybody vote peacefully. Don't go and vote and show your ballot to anybody.
People into line.
Don't go there and prevent anybody from voting. Don't go there and take pictures of your ballot. When you do that, it is not just the NPP you are giving a certain image to. You are giving a certain image about Ghana. And we need to consolidate our democratic credentials. And I think that, David, if it's free and fair, and someone loses, whether Bawumia, whether Ken or whatever, they will accept it.
I hear you. And again, I don't know what you make of the signing of a bond that they will not leave the party if they should lose tomorrow's election. And I've heard, Dr. Makoban say, for example, that it's needless. Why don't you make sure that the right things have been put in place? So they themselves would say, listen, indeed, I lost fairly. I'll try my luck another time. That you come and say that they should sign bonds that they will not leave.
David,
carrying multiple phones around can be such a chore. The unsightly bulge in your pocket, the extra weight in your purse, the stress of switching from one phone to the other to pick calls. Now, imagine being able to switch between different numbers on the same phone easily and seamlessly. So, listen, you can go seamless with MTN eSIM and enjoy the convenience of connecting multiple phone numbers to one single phone or device. Now, to check if your device is compatible, simply dial *#06#. I'll take it again, *#06#. Once you receive an EID number, it means your phone or device is compatible. Simply download the My MTN app today to request your MTN eSIM and enjoy the sweet, seamless life everywhere you go. Now, there's this shoemaker you go to for him to do some work for you in that street corner. Take him for instance. He doubles as a shop attendant at the corner store during the day and also plays football with the guys on the park in the evening. Sometimes even goes to the nearby spot to engage with people and play dummy as well. Just like him, we are all more than one thing. That's why ABSA provides banking solutions for the many sides of you. Now, whatever you need for the different sides of you, ABSA has the products and services that can help you get it all done. Now join ABSA to get every kind of banking solution for every kind of you. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or absa.com.gh for more information. Meanwhile, if you're a car owner, listen, we all know this. There's only one sound you fall in love with. It's not necessarily the sound of the sound system in your car. It is basically the sound of a healthy engine. And that's why Shell Fuels with Dynaflex technology is designed to keep your car engine clean and protected for efficient running and a healthy engine that sounds music to your ears. From the timeless classics to the sleek new models, and of course from the heavy-duty trucks to the nimble compacts, one thing's for sure. Every car loves Shell. Why? Well, because whether you are cruising on the open road or battling with the busy city streets, Shell Fuels will keep your engine running and running smoothly. So visit your favorite Shell station today and get Shell Fuels, because every car loves Shell Fuels for better journeys. So, like I said, why Shell Fuels? The answer is simple. Because every car loves Shell. Now, if you hit the year 20, you see yourself as a lady or a man, you have arrived. You want to do things that adults do. Even in this day and age, a lot of people will want to do these things before they hit the age of 20. So, congratulations to Societe Generale, your secure and trusted partner. We are celebrating 20 years in Ghana. Now, this significant milestone wouldn't have been possible without you, our loyal customer. So this anniversary is dedicated to you. It has been a journey of triumphs, successes, and innovative financial solutions crafted to give you, your family, and your business the best outcomes always. Now, our partnership with you has seen you and your families grow, your businesses and institutions succeed, and many dreams come true. Today, we are celebrating 20 years with you. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. Now, the NPP, as we all know it, is going to conduct an election tomorrow. The main purpose for the elections tomorrow is to, elect a flag bearer, somebody to lead the NPP into the 2024 elections. 4 people are up for, that position. Kennedy Japong, Adainimo, Akoto Free, and of course, Baumia. So we ask you this morning, who do you tip to win tomorrow's elections? Who do you tip? And do you think that person has what it takes to help the NPP break the 8? Now, I know that about 35,000 people will be voting here in the Ashanti region. 35,500 something will be voting here in the Ashanti region.
That's 4,987.
No, it's more than that. I don't know. Well, fine, but so it's 35,732 delegates to cast ballots in the Ashanti region. 35,732.
Okay, maybe numbers, but the one the General Secretary released yesterday, 34,900. They actually 203,439 people voting in all. Yeah. When you go to a Ahafo region, and I'm going no particular, I'm going by the A's. Okay. Ahafo region has 4,204. This is actually privileged information. This is the register given to the delegates. I happen to find myself.
You're not this guy. Oh, what's his name?
Kwekubako.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the total number of delegates who will be voting. Ahafo region, the delegates are 4,204. In the Ashanti region, they are 34,987. In the Bunu region is 6,661. In the Bunu East region is 7,571. In the Central region is 18,127. In the Eastern region, 21,233. In the Greater Accra region, please, if you want to analysis on this, note down the number. Greater Accra region, 39,134. Oti region, 3,490 is actually the smallest. Then you come to the Northern region, 11,803. Then Northeast region, 5,210. Savannah region, 3,964. Then you come to Upper East, 8,118. Upper West, 6,640. Volta, 11,995. Western, 13,717. Western North, 6,122. And the headquarters is 463. Now, David, people were asking questions yesterday. I saw it on social media. Why Greater Accra has 39,134 when Greater Accra has only 32 constituencies, and Ashanti region has 47 constituencies, but Ashanti region is 34,987. Now let's do this. If you go through I've given it to Joe will show, when you go through even the 2020 voter roll, what you notice is that the registered voters in the Greater Accra were more than that in Ashanti region by almost 500,000. So let's take this. When you go to the 2020 register we use, this is the national. I'm not talking about NPP. The first one I mentioned is NPP's list. Now let's do the analysis of the national election. The registered voters for Greater Accra region were 3,528,996. 3,528,996. And that for Ashanti region was 3,019,178. So there were almost 500,000 more. The reason is this: there are more polling stations in Greater Accra, even within the NPP and on the national scale, than Ashanti region. Though the Ashanti region had been the most populous region since 1970 until the 2020 housing and population census for 51 years until it changed in the last census. So when you go to the Greater Accra region, NPP or the polling stations in the Greater Accra are 7,607. 7,607, and the polling station in the Ashanti region is 6,597. So that is the difference that makes Accra have more numbers than the Ashanti region. So it's not in the case, and even when they're going for the national election, it was so it's not a case that people will say the Ashanti region is the like they will decide or anything, the World Bank or anything. So these are the dynamics and the numbers of people who will be voting. 203,000. Now, David, what that means?
Join us on Facebook and drop comments there whilst you check out, the list that we've placed there. Aside from that, listen, you can also send us your voice messages telling us whom you tip to win tomorrow's elections. Would you tip to win tomorrow's elections? And do you think the person has what it takes to help the NPP break the 8 come the 2024 elections?
David, since it's 50 plus 1, it means that the person who will win must get almost 720 votes.
All right. Yeah. So a lot of people are tipping, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to emerge the winner. Tomorrow. A lot of polls have been held. It doesn't come as surprising, but would you say that he has what it takes to help the NPP break the 8?
No scintilla of doubt in my mind. To break the 8, that will be another discussion. But I believe he will win.
Yeah,
he will win this election.
Yeah.
Does he have anything to break the 8? Why not? Bawumia has his faults. He has his weaknesses. The economics is in shambles, so you won't deny it. And I don't think he has a right to accept the successes of his master and run away from the mess of his master. He must accept the successes that comes with the mess. President Akufo-Addo has done some work. If I'm going into that, it will be highly hypocritical on my part to say they've done nothing. The economy was growing on a certain pedestal post the election, then post COVID. That's where our real size began, because Ghana was at IMF until 2019, so that helped us to maintain a certain economic. A lot of people were
saying that made us do well.
I've said some
in
before.
2017, 2018.
I've said some before, but also you can be under IMF and underperform.
True.
So the SNPP government has done some work. David, there's been some little things that I believe that the president and Bawumia especially should have altered along the line. The economic one, if I'm giving you the indices of fuel, today fuel is an average, and when you take diesel, petrol, averaging about 12 cedis. He cannot run away from that mess, right? Today, inflation went to a point of about, went to a point about 54. At a point, Ghana was ranked as one of the top countries with the highest food inflation. Today, it's reduced to about 30. So it means that maybe there's somewhere going there. But if you pick inflation of about 15% and take it to even, let's say, the current figure of about, I think, 30, or so, I'm not too sure, but over 30, you cannot run away from that mess. Again, he is the chair of the EMT, right? Now take the CD. If you pick it from 4, and David, when you do the percentage increase actually and the nominal increase, yes, it may not be great as under Mahama, but still, if you pick from 4.2 or 4 or 3.8, and let's say average of 4, and you take it to an average of 11, that is also something you cannot run away from.
It was the second worst currency in the world.
Exactly, you cannot run away from that. Now, David, another point is that you can also not run away from the fact that there's been a lot of changes, soft infrastructure that has been built. If I say soft infrastructure, I'm talking about, there's the different type of infrastructure. There are hard infrastructure, there are soft infrastructure. For example, how seamless the passport system became until it messed up again. DVLA, NHIS. Yesterday I was in the hospital with a friend. When he called, we registered our NHIS on phone there. So there's been something that has been done. Free SHS has been done. There's been some roads that has been done. There's been these module schools. So they've done something. Whether you break the 8 or not, David, I'm coming. When he wins, who becomes his running mate? The message he will clamor and what the NDC will present. Those variables will be different because no two elections are the same.
But on his message, he has been generally quiet on the economy these days.
Because
mentioned yesterday.
Because it's clear on the economy, and I'm saying that if you pick the indices of the economy thrives on what? The currency. The currency is an average of 11 from an average of 4 6 years ago. When you pick inflation, which is a determinant of how goods and services should be increased or have increased over a period, it's bad. When you pick the fuel, which has a certain bearing on inflation, because when the food is produced at Yeji, at KG, Techiman, which is in Bunu, is the food basket, Pru West, Sini West, those enclaves, or even a Jura, and being brought to Krofro market, it will come on fuel. It will come in a car to cut it from that place to the region. That fuel, which was a gallon, less than 10 cedi, today a liter is an average of 12. So on that score, you cannot talk much about the economy. So that's what I'm saying, that the economy, and let's not forget, a year is enough. Inflation from 54 in December today, so he can recover. So it shouldn't be discounted entirely to mean that when he win the election, NPP do not stand it. The NPP has never done less than 45% or so since 1992. I think apart from the 92 election, since 96. So it's a testament that no matter how the economy is performing now, it has a year to recover. And a year in politics is a very long time. Recently, Mahama was speaking and said that what the things he suffered in 2016, if he had an extra year, he would have done things differently. So in politics, everything is different. But I think that he will win. You're asking about the percentages. When you look at the global info analytics, they are giving him 43%. I think he will do more. I think that when you pick 10 delegates from the NPP, I have no doubt that 5 at least go to the vice president. He will get more than 50% of the votes cast. He will get more than that. I actually think he will do between 60 and 70%.
Let's see how it goes tomorrow. And of course, your election headquarters with the multimedia group will bring you everything you need to know about the election.
Kennedy's percent? What do you think?
So for me, Kennedy, I think that gradually, he's built himself, especially at a grassroots level. And people have endeared themselves to him. I mean, they like Kennedy Japan. Some people who will say that looking at his pedigree as a person, some of the things he says,
unpresidential,
that kind of a thing. But here we are, the people who are on the grounds, people who feel the pinch of the economy, they see him as somebody who can do the trick for them. Also, he comes as somebody who's a disciplinarian. He also comes in as somebody who has a business mind. And he tells people, his campaign, he's telling people that, listen, I'm a businessman. I can run this country. It's a business we need to run. I have the right contacts, the right connections, the right whatever. I can run this country. I'm not even going to take, our finance minister. He's not taking any salary. He's not going to feel. But those are the values. But he says that he has a mind to run this economy. And Charlie, people on the ground are falling in love with him. I'll be surprised if he doesn't do far better than he did in the Super Delegates Conference. When
you look at the info analytics again, the global info analytics, they give Kennedy 23%, 24%. I think Kennedy will not do anything below 20%. I do not think he will do anything below 25%. I've heard Samuel Uku, the vice president's campaign coordinator, predict that they see the vice president doing 75%. Now, David, if you say about the vice president should do 75%, what that means is that out of the 203,439 delegates, they expect the vice president to get 152,000. That would be difficult. But you see, Kennedy's issue is that because he's not being a minister, though we know he's in the shadows, how many people even know that he executes government contracts? How many people until this election Many people didn't know even about the wife's position or his personal position. You notice. Yeah. So he's always been.
And even to add what you're saying, he was a lot of power
exactly
in the NPP.
No,
I mean he's informed people that listen, you have no idea what I did for A, B, or C to get this ministerial position.
Huge financier
I don't want that position, but he's helped a lot of people. And yesterday I was watching something he said about how about Kumsin and all
David,
doing a lot.
That one too. He places them there because he knows that
he has benefits.
He goes for certain contract, he will get it. Exactly. So that's there.
Exactly.
Now, but David, the issue is that the MPP today is a bit different from the BJ Darocha, the JH Mensah, MPP. With the greatest of respect. When you look at the MPP today, it's a bit of money-centric. When you have money, you have power. And Kennedy, the revenues or the proceeds he gets from these lobbying and contracts and all that, he plows it back into the party. And people see these things. Now, David, Kennedy is a chalk and cheese scenario. He is what most people would say an enigma of a sort. He has his backside. But you see, the typical Ghanaian loves somebody who is upfront or kind of senior. You know, you don't sugarcoat it, presidential, you know, trying to cover things up and all that. No. So I think on that score, he will do well in this election. I don't think that he will embarrass himself in this. And no, far from that. Actually, the Special Delegate Congress, where people sometimes classify it as the big men, the bigwigs, the intellectual base of the party or the leaders of the party, even saw sense to give him that number of votes, placing him second. That is a testament to the fact that the very grassroots people, where he has lots of influence, where many people have directly eaten from his palm, then it will not be far-fetched to say that he will do well. But I think that he cannot win.
03220-83596, 03220-83597, 03220-83598. You can join our conversation. But Adaidimo has been there several times. I mean, this is about his third time.
He shouldn't have gone away. It's a waste of money.
I'm asking myself. I mean, shouldn't maybe have gotten here?
But sometimes I think that they also do these things because, I mean, it puts them out there. At least today we are talking about him. His name is in the contest. So if someone wins and is thinking, Charlie, yes, yeah, exactly. It comes as a that Akutu de Masa. What body do for
03220-83596, 03220-83597, and 03220-83598. Listen, join our conversation. Who do you tip to win tomorrow's elections to become the flag bearer for the NPP going into the 2024 elections? And does a person have what it takes to help the NPP break the 8? And you know, Eugene, you were talking about Akoto say and who
somebody.
We have a call on the line. All right. Hi. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, David Akweta and his panel. Christos Adult Education Institute, David, Center for English Language. David, good show this morning. I think it's common knowledge for us to know that it's very obvious that His Excellency Bawumia will be winning. Kennedy will do all the gymnastics and all that, but he will not win. That one is a foregone conclusion. But what we are seeing is this: Bawumia, has that tenacity to break the 8. That's another thing. David, breaking the 8 in this doldrums of the economy, breaking the 8 in this excruciating time, breaking the 8. What is he coming to tell us different? And that will sink well in us to be able to vote for him. That is a Herculean task for him, because it's very obvious that David, things are bad. Things are getting worse almost every day. Nothing seems to be working. And the things they said, Bawumia said against the former president 2014, 15, 16, those things have come back to haunt them even more. They are doing worse things than what
I hear you, Chris. Thanks very much. Let's go straight to the point. Who do you tip to win tomorrow's elections? And does the person have what it takes to help the NPP break the 8 in the 2024 elections? Kwame, good morning. Oh. Kwame? Kofi Bedu?
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Kofi. Good morning. Welcome, sir. Let's say, so who do you tip to win tomorrow's elections? And can the person help the NPP break the 8?
Before I even go that, which intellectualism has Baumia brought into Ghanaian politics? Mr. Osetutu, I heard you saying that Baumia has brought intellectualism into Ghanaian politics. Which of them? Is it that you and I were not there, standing in the witness box and saying this to your opponent lawyer that you and I were not there as a witness? Is that he has put in the economic intellectuals aside. Today, none of them do I take to win the general election. Although I take Bawumia to win their delegate, the primaries. He will win. I keep him to win because I want him to come and answer the 140 questions that he put to, or he said, for Mr. Arthur to answer. I want Bawumia to come and answer those questions. He will come and answer. Of course, you see, a lot of things are working against him because if the exchange, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you and all that. They have to come and answer. And my the cry for Alan for him to apologize. He shouldn't have thought because Baumia is going to retire.
Thank you very much, Kofi Bedu, for joining us this morning. Kwame is on the line. Hi, Kwame.
Hello.
Yes, Kwame.
David, good morning.
Kwame, good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. So who do you tip for tomorrow's victory? And can the person break the 8 with the NPP?
Apologize to you. You said something about the members of the Movement for Change blocking the road. Let me apologize to you. It will not happen again. But David, we can go for the David, there is a time the party is bringing a very weak candidate into an election. David, everybody knows that the establishment candidate is going to win. Yes, but David, what I expected the establishment to do was to leave him alone, contest this election on fair grounds for him to win, so that it can reflect on the national election. But David, you have fit people into line, beating people, doing everything, forcing people to vote for him. David, the establishment can protect him to win their internal primaries, but not the national one. Because David, I'm only praying that they bring him. And trust me, David, a match for the Movement for Change. David, let me come back to what Eugene said. One thing I want to tell Eugene is that the NPP was not NPP. It was not formed in 2012. When the candidate said you and I were not there, that was when the NPP was formed. People sacrificed their life, their money, everything to form the party. They have done more than what he has done. Today, he is coming. He has a whole establishment. The government must start supporting him. But he is the weakest candidate going into 2024 election.
Well, we hear you. That was Kwame with his thoughts. Kofi, good morning.
Morning. It is crystal clear that Bawumia will win this election. No doubt about that. But does he have what it takes to break the 8? That is what we are going to analyze. Look, since Bawumia began his campaign, Akoto is saying that he will transform Ghana with agriculture. Adenimo is saying that he will transform Ghana with engineering, industries or whatever. Bawumia does not have anything to say. He hasn't said anything. All that he is saying is that NDC for the through Bawumia, no through Bawumia, no more shoulder. As if we are going to watch comedy.
Right, those are the thoughts of Kofi as well. Nana Kweku, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well.
Okay. Even Kate knows the winner of this election tomorrow. But intellectuals and people who don't know what is going on around the world, and then as well, the world economy, and everything can analyze And it's not somebody that will sit on radio or talk on social media that can sway the thoughts of people. Yes, there might be some influence from someone, but we all know, just as anyone can read, others can also read and analyze issues. Tomorrow, certainly someone will win. But let's not forget, on the ballot box or on the ballot sheet, it is one person's name that comes on it. And then whoever is elected as the vice president, it just serves as a compliment, because if anything doesn't go on well, it is the president's name that is mentioned, not the vice or anything. Whoever wins tomorrow, I wish the person the best. But come 2024, we want policies that will help the country. And then we want things that will help us, not whoever has money. And the people have been saying that, look, 1992, NPP, please, even if someone joins a political party today and is accepted today, the person can go in and then put the person's name to be elected for. It is not the best right. It is not I form the party, it's people that have formed the party, so go and be in line. No. If you allow yourself to form a political party, then it's a mass party. If it is someone you should join today, you can go in and then stand for election. So those people are arguing it was formed and then you came in last. And please, then that shouldn't be.
Well, thank you very much, Nana Kweku. Our last caller is in George. Hi, George.
Hello, Dave.
Yes, George. Good morning.
How are you, David?
Well, George, good to have you on our show this morning. Let's have your take on this.
Thank you, David. Please, where is Dela?
Dela is outside the country. He's doing a few things. He'll be back soon.
Okay, we thank God. David, everything is gearing towards Bawumia. NPP is giving Bawumia the mandate to lead the party. But that is the candidate I'm also praying for me to ask my questions. When the fundamentals are wrong, the exchange rate will expose you. Now, what is the exchange rate? Now, we will ask him, how can global issues escape Cote d'Ivoire and Togo and attack only Ghana? How can Russia, Ukraine escape all the countries and attack Ghana? David, we are only praying for Bawumia to come so that we will cross-examine him on the platforms. Thank you, David.
Thank you very much, George. That was the final caller. Let's go into our WhatsApp console right now. People have sent in their own thoughts on the matter, beginning with this one.
Good morning, David. This is Isaac. David, you see, there are stalemates. There are hurting stalemates in this election. The establishment candidate on one side and then the other candidates. They are really hurting. You see, Japan, for example, because of what he has done for the party, and excuse me for my word, he stooped so low to allow the party to use him to make certain remarks on certain people like Anas and Co. That brought a whole lot of problems to him. He has funded the party, and he thinks that the party is taking advantage of him. And so, if somebody who has suffered for the party and it's time to lead, and you are scheming against me, then any enko go there, enko corner there, your friend say, any enko go there, beko corner, what you say. So that is it, David. And me, there's no hope for NPP 2024. Really, there's no hope. Alan will take part of the vote. If this election does not go on well, Japan will defect.
Well, I'm not sure he's going to defect because we've been informed that they've all, signed a bond that no matter who emerges winner tomorrow, nobody will resign from the party. And I'm hoping that that's going to bind them, so they will have a united front.
Is it binding?
Well, but even that of Alan, we're told that in the NPP constitution you don't have to be resigning like that or leaving the party. So let's see how it pans out. Somebody else have also sent in something. What's the person saying? Let's take a listen.
David, Eugene is missing something. You see, those in suit, Ghanaians feel they failed us. We need leaders who have done it in the ground. The man is churning out what you call it industrialization, and he is doing it already. This is a man who says he's a businessman. He's been able to Sino Hydro, it was his making. Bui, it was his making, and other things, and he has shown it, and they can testify to it. Even those in what you call the vice president. So what can't he do? Now we are not looking for leaders who are, let's say, politically correct and others. No. It happened in US. If you don't take care, it might happen in Ghana. Because
tomorrow will tell. Let's see who wins tomorrow, and then we'll see. Because we know of what about JDM already. Tomorrow we'll get to know who will lead the NPP, and then we'll take it from there. Let's share with you one more voice note, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, King Dave, good morning, and good morning to Ghana. I greet NPP. Well, I see that the establishment candidate will certainly win, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They will certainly put Kennedy aside. I know whether it's going to be free and fair. They have done the tactics in the election already. That is why Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen took the bold step to get out of the NPP. Now, he has formed a movement for change. 2024 is going to be changeover to movement for change. Period.
All right. Period, he says. Well, we'll find out next year. I'm sure by the 8th or the 9th or the 10th of December we'll get to know. But let's say imagine getting rewarded for doing something you already do every single day. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Momo Seasoning is all about. There's something for everyone. Download the Momo app on Play Store or the App Store and use Momo Pay for your day-to-day transactions to a merchant either through the QR code or the merchant ID and stand a chance of winning 1,000 Ghana cedis weekly, as well as other amazing prizes. Now, our merchants are also not left out of the reward. Receive payment and win. Keep using your Momo Pay on the Momo app and get rewarded. There are lots and lots of exciting prizes for everyone. So what are you doing today? What will you be doing today? Transact more with Momo Pay, earn more points, and win big this Momo season. You can visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh for your Momo for Business account today. It's Momo season, so just Momo it with Momo Pay. Don't forget, have at the back of your mind that terms and conditions apply. Well, Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited is into the sales of ultra-silent generators from 5 kVA to 2005 kVA, and they also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel engine generators. They also stock genuine spare parts for all kinds of generators, and also do generator rentals. If you're having a wedding tomorrow, a party, or whatever tomorrow, you want to rent, a gen set, you can speak to Anointed Electrical Engineering Services. You can find them at TAT Yard of the Ak Mayanka Road here in Kumasi Atasukwa. In Accra, the head office is at number 77 Anointed House off the Ofanko Malam Road. Call them on 0243 480 334 or 0544 340 589. Now, what is your preferred color of tank? Well, Syntex has it. What guarantee are you looking for when it comes to tanks? Syntex has it. What kind of inner layer do you want? Double, triple, quadruple? Well, for your information, as many inner layers as you want, Syntex has it. So remember, no matter your water needs, Syntex has it. Syntex tank, are you strong, are you tough? They have over 300 agents nationwide, and so order a tank now by calling 0244 335168. You can also visit them on social media at Syntex Ghana or even shop online on www.syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, like always, are you strong, are you tough? Now, you want some very beautiful drink to quench your thirst? Wake up to a new taste of Bigo Cola. Nothing comes close to Bigo Cola, a drink of joy, both cold and sweet. Bigo Drink is a range of soft drinks developed, bottled, and distributed in Ghana by Trillium Industrial Ghana. Bigo Cola drink offers a great taste and superior value to consumers. For your parties, your weddings, your funerals, and all occasions, reach out for Bigo drinks. Now, for the school children, I bet you that is the drink of choice. So, anytime you want a drink to quench your thirst, reach out for Bigo Cola and feel the taste of nature. For bulk purchases, just call 03221 90877. Christmas is coming. Stock up. Call 03221 90877. It's a quality product from Trillium Industries Now, are you looking for an opportunity to study abroad, or maybe you are facing challenges in your applications for international admission, let's say visa and general travels? Well, Astolinks International provides advisory on overseas education and general travel, as well as immigration issues. Now, they have specialized in countries such as Australia, UK, USA, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, and many more. They also offer professional advice on general travel and tours. Locate Astolinks International at 4A Popo Street, East Legon, adjacent Melcom in Accra, at the Basement City Mall here in Kumasi, and at Liberation Road in Takoradi. Call them now on 0550-199-991. It is 0550-199-991. You can also visit their website at www.astolinks.net, and you can engage with them. All right, so we'll be crossing over to Joy 99.7 in a bit, where the conversation is going to be on divorce settlements. Divorce settlements. What does it entail? Stay tuned. Comes up your way shortly.
Hey, welcome back to work.
Charlie, thanks, bro. Thanks,
the
bro.
malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Hey, fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and fufu?
How we go do it?
I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Oh, yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
Sharp. Anyway, sorry to ruin your excitement, but your boss asked of you.
Okay.
She says she has plenty work for you.
No problem, Charlie. Strength day.
You see, yeah.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing Artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablet and suspension for the effective treatment of malaria in adults and children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Malatu is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
1xBet. Big bonuses, big odds, big wins. Download 1xBet app, make a deposit, and you get 300% bonus on up to 3,445 Ghana cedis. The biggest bonus ever. 1xBet is a reliable bookmaker. So head up to 1xBet.com.gh. Register with promo code WELCOMEGHANA and get a huge welcome bonus on your first deposit right now. Have a chance to win. 1xBet gives you more. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
My name is Diana Hamilton, BGMA Artist of the Year 2021 and brand ambassador of Awake Purified Drinking Water. I am super excited to partner with Ghana's first charity-driven water to give back to our communities. Awake is a brand that makes a difference. We impact the world around us. That is why for every bottle of Awake water you buy, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. Yes, every time you quench your thirst with a refreshing bottle of Awake, you're helping contribute to save lives. So keep drinking Awake Purified Drinking Water and let's continue making a difference. Awake Water, one for life, supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
I wake up in the morning, it's a new day, and I got bills that I have to pay. Now you're running late, running out of time. Feels like the world is waiting in line. All you gotta do is pick up the phone and just dial. So whatever you do, whoever you are, there is an easy way for everyone. The simple life is just one touch away. Experience the magic starting today. And it all begins with
see, I don't need to write or cash a check. I don't need data or internet. I have something that's faster than a jet. Just like
what they're talking about. You could be a palm wine tapper, a teacher, a rapper, a schoolboy, a school girl, or a trader, a bank MD, a chairman, or a baker.
Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Hip, hip, hip.
Thank you. For my 62nd birthday, my wife and I will be traveling for our second honeymoon to Dubai. I have also decided to pay all my grandchildren's fee for the next academic year. In fact, prepare another cow and let the party continue.
What a pattern. Isn't Mr. Blagotti a pensioner?
Yes, so
where did he get all the money to do all that?
I heard it's because of New Generation Investment Services. They took care of his pension funds. I hear they also started the NGISM fund, which allows them to grow their investment and create wealth. They also have the Nidaso Mutual Fund, which I intend to sign on so I can sow today and reap tomorrow.
Don't be left out.
Visit us today at the first floor, Kokobo Jubilee House at Doom Kumasi, and the first floor of the first story building behind National Investment Bank, Sunyani, or visit www.ngis-group.com.
New Generation Investment Services, achieving excellent returns on your investment.
Here's the breaking news. About 2,500 people 2,500 people
When stubborn coughs, colds, or catarrh interrupt your life, get fast relief with Stop Cough. There's a Stop Cough for every cough and for everyone. The Stop Cough range is suitable for adults, children, and babies. Ask your pharmacist about the right Stop Cough for you. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. The Stop Cough range is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Sama me fiti asias wo ye fruit salad na nijia befi fruit salad wo de fruit te sanka bofre mango ni guava aye no eyo de nko a nanya ne de nko e sama wo bohye se adepa wo fruit mu a ye friend vitamin C ana ascorbic acid no ubenya ehun faso sara nso na ampon sefa edro citrus seed ede na vitamin C ya hyenoma so what for citrus seed de biara e boa wo wakro wuntem e boa wo honam ma no timi colds ni flu ni kata e boa wo ma honam ni da ho na e pagya wo ahoɔden a wo de kunyare wa pi enti citrus seed boa kwan bebre so enti ene for citrus seed nanya emu ahoɔden pa no
FD ahwehwɛ sa adwadie nkratoi agye atum sɛ ɛyɛ
citrus seed ade pankwa.
All right, so because there are more interesting ones. Now, the conduct of the spouses. Should we take into account the cause of the dissolution? Because it is becoming regular or a trending matter where you are tired of the marriage. You know that you cannot get access to property unless it is dissolved. So elsewhere here, they will just bring a mistress home. This is my new girlfriend or side chick. I understand the equivalent for men is a cock chick or side cock.
Yes, side cock.
All right. And then, yes, so you'll be compelled to now go to court because adultery is a ground for dissolution. Mm-hmm. And then they claim your share in the property. But I have argued that no matter what, where a person deliberately causes one of these facts or grounds for dissolution to occur, then that person should not benefit from it. So the conduct of the parties, even though there have been cases where the judges, and I agreed with them in part, said that, look, if the person has earned a right, the other conduct, as despicable that it may be, or even if it's a serious aberration of what is right, should not affect the right that is already earned. The person has earned the right to have a share in a property acquired during marriage. If she engages or he engages in acts that will cause the dissolution of the marriage, that shouldn't have any effect on it. Then there are cases, I've already told something to publish. This was a paper I gave at the bar conference in Cape Coast when I was asked to, express my thoughts on it. Then the source of the funds and the acquisition of the property. So where I go to the bank for a loan or other financial facility, then I use it to construct the property or acquire the assets. Then by the Supreme Court, it makes sense that I should pay off this debt before we can even consider whether we should share. Because in any case, it is not as a result of any contribution you made. It's as a result of me going to borrow the money. But hold on. If, for example, you went to borrow the money and you come home, your wife cooks for you,
engages in consortium, which is too early in the morning, so we use technical terms.
Consortium,
without which you would have gone out to pay for a less satisfactory benefit or service. Yes, thank you. That person can argue that it's because of these services that you were able to even go to work every day and gain more money to be able to even service the loan in the first place. So is that not another form of contribution? That is fine.
Or let me even ask a more direct question. Let's say you're married to somebody whose lifestyle causes you to live beyond your means, for which reason you have to go and take a loan to maintain the lifestyle, and then there's a divorce. You don't share the liability?
No, well, but in the first place, you have to live within your means, as you said. I mean, of course, they say that to love and be wise, no more than to tax and be happy, is not given to men. In other words, there's no way you can be in love and be wise. So that is also is not coming from me. But my favorite, I had to jump a few because of lack of time, is the makeup of the wife. Is she beautiful?
Hey,
yes.
That also determines who gets what.
At least one judge did that, but it was later jettisoned.
Oh, I'm interested in this one.
He said that as I sat and watched the ex-wife come in and go out of the court, I think she is an exquisite specimen, not only of womanhood, but of creation itself. 20 years of her youthful and fruitful life is now wasted. To that I shall return. The ironclad evidence and potency of the respondent's evidence is such that the petitioner cannot have his way forever. Indeed, the petitioner cannot kick against the pricks of solid evidence of substantial contribution by the ex-wife.
Hey, so the beauty is a substantial contribution to the marriage and must be.
Well, as if you have wasted her time and her beauty. But of course, subsequently, the Supreme Court didn't think that was a good ground. But I mean, they are human beings. They also watch parties come to court. And if they think they are beautiful, and for that matter, there should be some concessions.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that can be. So these are some of the few pillars on which they can found a claim for contribution, and of course there are more. But I go further down to creation itself. All right, so if you take Genesis 3:16, 19, and then 21, unto the woman God said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. This is the responsibility God gave to women. Now, of course, married women, because it says wife. Then unto the man, this is what he said. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken. For thus thou shalt act, and unto thus thou shalt return.
Amen.
Then he goes on to say that is why a man will go to another house to pick up a woman and make her his wife. So the sweat, the result of the sweat is not just for the maintenance of yourself only, but the wife, her responsibility is to go through travels for 9 months if she's lucky, sometimes 10 months, and sometimes twins or triplets or more. All the pains they go through is their responsibility. So if on top of that, as it were, you still want NC, equal share,